Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust. This is episode 310, and we are breaking out of the hidey-hole. There's a creeper. There's a creeper. Let's secure the hidey-hole. Secure it. Like that and that. I believe we're still safe from the creeper. You know what I want to do? I have the Minecon, the Minecon ho, and since we have already been to Minecon and back, I believe we should leave that behind, shall we not? So, pow. Oh, that kind of placed strangely. Let's do that. Let's do that. And why not? Up. Quickly now, before this creeper creeps up on us. Oh, they're multiplying. They're multiplying! Nope, that doesn't work. That doesn't work in this version of the game. Alright. It's the Minecon Ho 2013. Boop. Alright, let's collect this. Stop wasting time. Grab Wolfie. Here comes that creeper. Let's get out of here. Let's go west. That way's west. East-west. Alright. Sounds good. Like I said, episode 310 of Farlands or Bust. It is Wednesday, November 13th. Lucky number 13 of 2013. And we're continuing west of the Farlands, despite already having beaten our Season 4 goal of $100,000, thanks to the Mindcrack Charity Marathon weekend. If you look at farlandsorbust.com at the Child's Play Charity Donation Tracker widget thingy-bob, we're at $166,269.43. A little bit of a jump from the previous $47,000 that we left off at, but that is thanks to the $117,737.69 raised, as I mentioned, during the Mindcrack Charity Marathon. So we are well beyond the $100,000 goal. I'm still indecisive about what to do about a finale to this season. Plunk. And still working on that. Obviously, the marathon weekend happened and Minecon happened, and I needed to recover from that and other things. And I do appreciate your patience. Patience. Serenity now. And we're going to figure things out. Like I said, I don't know. To be honest, Farlands or Bust might be a little sparse for the next couple weeks. Because we have reached the goal. You can still donate at farlandsorbust.com if you'd like, and that would actually be much appreciated. I kind of wanted to, but I've run out of time. Or maybe not. Maybe I can delay it a little bit. I've wanted to kind of associate it with episode 311, because it was episode 11 was when we first actually set off for the Farlands, so it's a little bit of an anniversary. An anniversary, right, Porky Pig, or what's his name? Yeah. A little bit of an anniversary, so that would be kind of cool if I could associate the end of the season with episode 311. But I don't know. We'll see. Right now, we're in episode 310, and we have some stuff to talk about. Great news, everyone! The Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 are coming out this weekend. Moving along, Minecon 2013 obviously happened last week. Took a little bit of a hiatus away there, as many of you are well aware that I need some time to recover, take some care of some things and whatnot. Still a little bit recovering. And to be honest... Ooh, look at this terrain. It's very nice. To be honest, I didn't mention this, and I apologize, but hopefully it didn't cause too many problems, but I was sick all of Minecon weekend. So if you met me, if you shook my hand, if you took a picture with me, congratulations. In addition to my signature, you also got a virus. Yeah, I had a cold. Developed it pretty much the day I got down to Florida. Got the whole sore throat thing for a couple days, and then it went pretty much on the first day of Minecon is when it attacked my nose. And it wasn't terrible. I pretty much stocked up on the cold remedy preventative stuff the vitamins and little effervescent drink fizzy stuff. So it kind of reduced how hard it was. Ooh, hello. But still had a cold, and you could definitely tell during the panel, the Mindcrack panel, that I was extremely nasally. And I keep on and off the last week or so feel like it's like resurging, or maybe I got something else. So I apologize for not addressing that, but yes, I was indeed sick. I was very diligent about hygiene and the disinfectant hand stuff between meeting groups of people and stuff. So I did my best to reduce, reuse, and recycle. No, to reduce the chances that I was spreading out my germs. But I believe afterwards, Brian, Lorgon111, got sick. So maybe I gave him my cold. Sorry. But who knows? Who knows? But anyway, yeah, so that I was a little bit low energy and I was unable to really, I think, due to that, enjoy or even be present for a lot of Minecon weekend. But I was there and it happened, and I suppose I should give my kind of a basic recap, like an all-encompassing recap that I'm trying not to complain. There's plenty of things to nitpick about, and it's easier to complain than it is to praise, I suppose. But I was trying to put my finger on what exactly was different about this year versus last year at Paris. And my friend Kinross, I asked him, you know, how he thought at the end of the weekend of Minecon and stuff. And he said, you know what, it was definitely more organized and professional. However, at the expense that it was more impersonal than Paris was. It's possibly due to the fact that at Paris, here comes that cold, it's coming back. Oh, careful, Wolfie. What? Yeah, Wolf. Oh, you slid right off there. Let's feed a boon and another boon. All right, now he's full up. Why do I have 3 flowers on me? This is a strange happenstance. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, Paris, we were all kind of stuck in Disneyland Paris. You know, we were like captives, so we had to bond, or else we would die. So there was like, I suppose, a little bit of that, and the venue was much smaller, so it was much more cramped and crowded. So maybe that's where some of the personableness came out of Minecon Paris of 2012. But you know, definitely in Orlando, the place was much bigger, much more organized, less when we were signing autographs of being cornered, trapped in a corner than at Paris. So a little bit less of that. Wolfie, hello. Murder! Ooh, did that pig just took damage randomly. I think he glitched into a block. A lot of that's happening. So yeah, that was actually from Kinross a good summary. More professional and organized, however more impersonal. And, well, that's despite, if you watched the closing ceremonies, I didn't make the opening ceremonies, but if you watch the closing ceremonies, just forget that those happened. That is definitely does not give the air of professionalism and organization. That was amateur hour, if I can be so blunt. But I don't know what the opening ceremonies were like, but the closing ceremonies last year were very similar to, we don't know what's going on, what's happening next. Yeah, but anyway, I was sick all weekend, but I suppose, yeah, we had on Friday the Mindcrack party / meetup thing at the bowling alley, which is a great place, a great venue to have it. A lot more people than I anticipated. You know, you think, okay, there's 500, you know, up to 1,000 people. It's like, okay, that's a lot of people, but it's not Minecon people, or it's not the going to PAX, you know, that part of a crowd or something. But that, I was watching from upstairs the entrance, and people just kept coming in, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are a lot of people. So that was fun. And I kind of anticipated this, but pretty much the entire time it was good, meeting with fans and talking to fans, thanking them for coming, but also signing autographs and having a line of people. BOO, you know, some of the more popular guys, the entire night, that's all they were doing was signing autographs. Not ideal, I don't think, from our point of view. And I don't know how many people share this opinion. As a YouTuber, a Mindcrack member, what has gotten out of that, and maybe I'll talk about that in a little bit. Again, I don't want to be like complaining. I don't want to be like, oh, poor YouTuber Kurt has to sign autographs all day. Ooh. But I feel like sharing my experience. So as the sun goes down, let's go to sleep here in Fireline's Bust. And awakeness. And in the waterness. Indeedness. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. The most I got to do is I played a game of air hockey against Zisto. And I won. He almost got me, but I won. So that was like the only not entertaining, but the only entertainment I got to partake in. I didn't play any bowling. I didn't get to play any video games. It was mostly talking with fans and signing autographs, pictures with fans, which is fine. But again, I'll share my thoughts on that later. So that was that. Also, obviously, we met Zisto for the first time, but also Vintage Beef. And honestly, if I have to say, the first time I met Vintage Beef and everybody got to see who Vintage Beef is. A lot of times you might see somebody after hearing their voice for so long in videos or radio or whatever, and you're like, oh, that doesn't match. That does not match this person's voice or, what you thought this person would have looked like. That's a zombie spawner, but I can't be bothered. That doesn't match, but you see Vintage Beef and you're like, yep, that's Vintage Beef. It was instantly recognizable. So that was kind of the one thing you're not like shocked or anything. Like, no, that's Beef. I pretty much the stars have aligned, and I can say that is Vintage Beef right there. So obviously it was cool meeting those people, but again, and even throughout Minecon weekend, people might ask, oh, what was it like finally getting to hang out with Zisto or Vintage Beef? And to be honest, we didn't get to hang out that much because the majority of the time was, especially at the Mindcrack meetup and also the Minecon proper, was spent signing autographs or having a line of people, don't fall, talking to fans and stuff like that, which, you kind of wish you had time to hang out with people and actually get to know them outside and in real life. But, and I suppose some of that's my fault. I'm a little bit more reserved and even intimidated, I suppose, in person. So a little bit of that's my fault, I'm sure. But yeah, anyway, we had that meetup and party, and it seemed to go quite well. And then Minecon itself, show up there, and pretty much once again a line forms. And you start signing autographs and taking pictures with people. I got a very cool, got to meet, obviously a lot of fans and whatnot, but some fans have been around and you tend to recognize them more than others. And Rosie was able to make it all the way from Brazil, and she brought a gift, a very large framed print of the artwork she did, the Levitating Island of Awesomeness artwork that she did, and gave that to me, which was amazing. I was not expecting that. Also didn't have the luggage space for that, but I can report that I was able to, after Minecon, find a UPS store and ship it, and I received it here at home safely, so I'll have to find a place to hang it, so thank you very much, Rosie, for that. You have a few people like that. Great Scott LP, got to meet him. I recognize his username, and he's been a subscriber from well in the past, pre-10,000 subscribers sort of thing. So it's cool meeting some of these people who you see in the comments or on Twitter or whatnot that have been around for a while, and now they themselves are a lot more active in YouTube and the internet and whatnot. So that part's really cool. But then there's just the signing autographs for the droves of people. On Sunday, of course, was the Mindcrack panel, which unfortunately was limited to 1,000 seats. People were lining up for hours beforehand, and it certainly it sold out, I guess is the word for it. It filled up, and people had to be turned away, unfortunately. And we were limited to time. There was 15 of us, and we only had 40 minutes. So I only got to answer one question there, but I think it went well. And this kind of goes into the more impersonal part of Minecon, is that this year, I think they may have overreacted, or maybe it was an appropriate reaction, as to last year, the hallways getting clogged up with people surrounding their favorite YouTubers getting autographs. They changed it where we had like handlers this year, and to get from point A to point B, specifically the panel room, they even offered this throughout, and I decided, there were hallways, there were back hallways around the convention center, and instead of walking through the convention center and getting stopped by fans, they offered us to walk through the hallways in the back to get from point A to point B, and I didn't want to do that, and I didn't do that throughout the convention, so I actually walked through the hallways, but to and from the panel is when we did that, which was really weird, and they were all on walkie-talkies, and the Minecraft guys are here, and like planning. It's like we were an airliner and we were like coming in for a landing, and they were ground control or something. So that was kind of weird. I don't think we are very. I'm personally not very comfortable, but even used to or feel comfortable being treated like these VIP, quote-unquote celebrity type things. And again, I don't want to be complaining. I don't want people to be like, ooh, it must be so hard having to give your autograph. I'm just anticipating that response, which maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just share my feelings and be done with it, be gone with it. But that was a little bit weird for me. It felt like you always see like NBA players coming out of the locker room and going through the hallways until they get out onto the basketball field. The basketball yard. So that was weird. That was a little bit weird. I'm not sure I'm entirely a fan of it, but then again, it was good to see and hear how many people go because of meeting the YouTubers. Obviously, it was more than just Mindcrack was there. There were plenty of other YouTubers who made their name with Minecraft and whatnot, who were there, that people went to see. And I'm not sure how much the organizers, Mojang, realized that, and it was kind of cool. There was kind of a moment, an unorganized moment, an unscripted moment at the ending ceremonies where Lydia went around and like, what was your favorite thing? And asked like a fan, and it was, the majority of the answers were meeting my favorite YouTubers. So it's kind of become less of a Minecraft convention and more of a YouTube convention, it seems. I don't know, I could be wrong. But that was really cool, and hopefully that influences things in the future, maybe. But yeah, we did the panel. I think the panel went well. Again, I had my sniffly nose, so maybe it was good. Whoa! I just like knocked my mouse around. Where's West? Here we go. Woof. So yeah, maybe that was good, but I thought it was a good panel. I think we handled that well. Definitely much better than getting crushed at the end, like in Paris, with the rush of people. So I think we organized that pretty well. But yeah, that was pretty much Minecon weekend 2013 in Orlando. Not bad, but again, a little bit impersonal, even to the point where and maybe, like I said, partly my fault for not reaching out and making plans. But kind of missed, I feel, a little bit of an opportunity to hang out with some of these people, like Zisto, Beef, and even all the other guys who I've already met, Good, Paws, B-Dubs, all the other guys. But I feel like having gone to PAX, it seems like the non-Minecon conventions are probably the places where more of that. Ooh, hello, guy. Where'd you come from? Hey. I'm going to wait for him to die. Well, I do have, like, spare... Oh, never mind. Ah, there is a spawner. How did that guy get out? Oh. Oh, rapid fire. Take at that. Take at that. Uh-huh. Alright, well, it's probably... Oh, no, Wolfie's still up. Never mind. Alright, screw this. Wolfie, I did not mean for you to still be up and roaming. Here, have a seat. Thank you. Although I'm sure I've already spawned a Skeletna. Alright, gotta be quick. Alright, I should probably just destroy this. Destroy it! Wow, these take forever in this version of the game. This is Minecraft Beta 1.7.3 Beta. Whoa, this is a terrible place to be standing, Kurt. Oh, God. Whoa, okay. Yeah. That could have killed me. Let's... Can I open the chest? Maybe I should... No, that's going to... Bread, iron. I'll take the iron. String. Okay. Let's go around this way. Wow, that was dangerous. And let's see what's in here. Bread, bread. Don't need bread. And a saddle. Alright, let's get out of here. That was interesting, although just a few iron we got out of that. Almost buried ourselves in sand. Way to go, Kurt. Oh, and the sun is setting. Alright. Ooh, spooky noises. So yeah, let's build another elevated hidey-hole here, and whoa, whoa, whoa. And then we can continue on, and I don't know, maybe I will address just my thoughts, my random thoughts about conventions and autographs and things in the morning. And Mineconness, Spelunkness. So yeah, I'm a little bit, I've mentioned this before, I'm a little bit back and forth about the autographs thing. And like I said, I'm not speaking for anybody other than myself. And obviously we kind of brought it upon ourselves. We had to sign, before the Minecraft party, we had to sign 1,000 postcards, 1,001 postcards. So we had like there's some pictures and video of the assembly line of us passing down all the postcards, signing autographs. But even at the conventions, having a line of people to sign autographs, I kind of wonder what that is worth. Not only for myself, but for the person receiving the autograph. And even after, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, after the Minecraft panel, it wasn't planned, and we'd asked for this, but were denied because there were too many of us to have what they call a meet and greet, but basically an autograph session where people get in line and we're at a table and we sign autographs for them. But after the panel was so successful, I guess they gave us the time to have a Minecraft signing where we were sat all at a table and there was a line for a good hour and a half or so. We were signing autographs, but I just wonder what does that do? I've never personally been one to if I meet somebody famous or somebody I look up to, I've never really been one to ask for their autograph. And again, I might be alone in this, so I don't know. It's kind of, it goes along, maybe a little bit of an influence from the astronauts, Neil Armstrong and whatnot. He was very adamantly against giving autographs, which is why if you do have his autograph, it's actually valuable, because after a while he just stopped doing that sort of memorabilia autography thing. And I'm certainly not comparing myself to Neil Armstrong, certainly by no means, but I almost feel like I would rather say hello. And somebody like BOO actually, which is the reason a lot of times he had a really long line, is because he'd actually take the time to talk to every single person who came up for an autograph, as opposed to just signing autographs. I think it would be more worthwhile to say hello, say a few words, get a picture, with the person, as opposed to signing 5, some people had 4 or 5 swords. Oh, this is for my friend, this is for my brother, blah, 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 blah. It's very conflicting for me, for somebody who doesn't consider themselves all that celebrity-ish, or important, or my little scribble on a piece of paper worth that much, if anything. So I'm a little bit back and forth about that. I obviously can't say I'll never give an autograph ever again, but I'd rather have a picture, or say, hey, how's it going? What's your favorite video I've made? Something like that. I don't know. I'm very, and I've been thinking about this a lot among, the past weeks or so. How does one handle that sort of thing? I don't know. I'm just musing on and on. And it almost, and there were a few times, and again, not complaining, but there were a few times even at like the signing, the Mindcrack signing when we were all in a line, where people seemed to have just gotten in line for an autograph just because other people were in line for an autograph. And when they got up to me, I had a few people actually ask me, as I was signing whatever they had me signing, "Who are you?" Well, why did you ask me for your autograph? Or my autograph, excuse me. If you didn't know who I was, you're just collecting autographs for the sake of collecting autographs that eventually you'll find out that this person was important or something like that. And even I had a few people hesitate in the Mindcrack signing. Like they would move from, who was sitting to my left? I believe it was Zisto? No. MC Gamer. And then they'd move to me and they'd hesitate because they weren't sure who I was and if they wanted my autograph. But because I was there, they gave me the thing to sign. I'm like, you have no idea who I am, do you? Are you sure you want my autograph? Because you can just skip me if you really want to. And, you know, that sort of thing makes me like, makes me kind of wonder about the value of these sort of things. I value meeting the fans and thanking them, and I hope, you know, in the perspective as a YouTuber, as somebody who's kind of there as not as an attendee, as an attendee you had fun and you enjoyed getting autographs and you enjoyed Minecon as an attendee, then thumbs up. That is well worth it, and that is worth it for me to go and perhaps add to that a little bit. Myself, I really didn't get to experience Minecon. I got to go through the exhibit area a little bit, but that's about it. I didn't see any other panels or anything other than the one, obviously the Mindcrack one I was a part of. But yeah, you kind of wonder what's that worth. I would almost rather take the picture, say hello, and even I could take it another step and say, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you go to these conventions to thank the fans and say hello and give back to the fans, but really, I'm almost at 300,000 subscribers here. Let's say I signed 3,000 autographs over Minecon weekend. Which fans am I thanking? Just 1% of the fans? And that's not, obviously, I have 300,000 subscribers. They're not all active. Maybe 50,000 of them or so are active. So these exclusive fans who were lucky enough to get tickets to attend, which is another reason why we put on the Mindcrack party, was for those people who maybe weren't able to go to Minecon. And there were quite a few of those who were at the Mindcrack party who were like, oh, I'm not going to be at Minecon. So that we try to expand. But, which fans are this for? Is it really that good of a thing? And in the meantime, because it was such a kind of a draining experience, I haven't had any videos up in over a week. So the other 99% of Farlands or Bust fans and fans of my channel have been without it, just because I've gone to Orlando to meet 1% of the fans. Existential crisis inbound for Kurt J. Mac. I don't know. That might be taking a little bit of extreme. I'm not saying I'm never going to do these things ever again. I'm not saying I'm never going to sign another autograph again. I'm just blabbling on, as you do in Farlands or Bust. Indeed. And the sun is kind of starting to set here as I get lost in the shrubberies here. But I feel a little bit off. I feel a little bit out of practice. I do miss Farlands or Bust. I do miss recording and making videos. That is certainly my top priority over conventions and autographs and things like that. Careful, Wolfie. Whoa. Well done. So it's going to take me a little bit to get back up to my otherwise slow speed. I'm not much for having 4 or 5 videos a day, but it's going to take me a little bit of time, so I'll get back up to speed. Another thing, we returned from Orlando to find that YouTube has totally burnt down the house, just set it ablaze, just left the stove on and went on vacation. The comment system is completely borked. I am not sure, but I believe, for the sake of my own sanity and the fact that I don't even understand how the new comments work, I will probably be disabling the comments for the foreseeable future until things get resolved, until I even know what the heck I'm doing. I'm still, they're still asking me to sync with Google Plus in order to maintain control of your comments. And I'm like, I don't know what this means. And they give me an option. Do you want to do this or do you want to do that? And they don't explain what either thing means. And I don't have or want a Google Plus. And I don't understand now how to even moderate. I can't moderate the comments unless I have a Google Plus, and it's just a mess. I'm not the only one saying this, obviously, but I'll spare the heartache and the tales of woe around the comments. But I'm going to be probably. I've done some Kerbal Space Program as well. You can look forward to probably disabling the comments. Not so much as like a protest or anything like that, but just for my own sanity and for the sanity of yourselves, to reduce the spam and the phishing. You know, there's like phishing links and viruses and the little screamer pop-up thingies or whatever. So sorry. Yeah, if you want to tell me something, you can donate to Child's Play charity, haha, at farlandsorbust.com and leave a comment with your donation or question or whatnot. But until YouTube decides it wants to stop destroying the system that we all depend on, that's the way it's going to have to be. And that's the way it was. Cronkite. So yeah, I think that's Minecon in a nutshell, and what I'm up to in a nutshell. Let me find a place to dig a hidey-hole and hide my nutshells. I don't like all of this foliage around here. That's a weird tree. It's kind of into the side. Actually, it's not very weird at all. I take that back. You are a normal, just a short tree. I'm trying to get out of this stuff here. Here we go. Muff. All right, Wolfie knows. I'm going to dig the final hidey-hole here of episode 310. And it might not be every other day. Obviously, I've already missed that deadline, but we'll bring back Farlands or Busts in episode 311, depending on what I do. And we'll figure out what to do. Oh, there goes the shovel. Good thing I have another one. Figure out what to do for kind of the season 4 finale, Fragile, and go forward with that. Looking forward to it. And once again, I appreciate everybody who supported the Mindcrack Marathon, Child's Play charity, donated, enjoyed that weekend, and everybody who held together this past couple weeks as I start to put things back into gear and figure out which direction to take such things as these. Boop. Let's make a couple beds. Beep, 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 beep. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, beep. And I apologize if any of you caught my cold over Minecon weekend. That is more valuable than my autograph, I guarantee you that. I'm sincerely sorry. But anyway, yeah, let's do that. And I appreciate every Farlander out there, regardless of if we were able to meet or not. My name is Kurt. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time.